Mambo Emilian.
What's up? How was your day? Umeshindaje?
Baba.
Umeshindaje. Shindaje is the breakdown into syllables, I think.
Poa.
Means cool. How did you wake up? Meamkaje? Because I know this umelalaje means sleep. Okay, so what prefixes are we looking at? Me for we. And it's not present tense. Maybe that's what me. U is we. No, u is you. Did you wake up? You woke up. So me maybe past.
Salama. Safi.
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 That's Arabic, isn't it? Safi. Pure, clean, clear, unmixed. Safi. Bright, cold, shining, flashing. And in Swahili, it means clean or pure.
Babu umeamkaje?
Umeamkaje. How did you wake up?
Mama umelalaje?
How did you sleep?
Poa.
That's cool. Kazi. Uh-huh. Good news. Habari nzuri. Mambo Emilian. Welcome back to Language Institute. I'm your VerbAlly. That was a round of Swahili to warm up, and we're going to go on to Welsh next. So let me know what languages you're most interested in. I'm here to learn it all and to show you the kinds of inner monologue I have when I'm learning something, the patterns I look for, and similarities to words and constructions in other languages to help me get my sort of hands around a new language. Most of these I'm learning for the first time here on Duolingo. Some of them I've got long years of experience speaking and using and teaching. Some of them. Alright, but Welsh is not one that I'm very familiar with. Everything I know about Welsh I've learned on Duolingo the last 2 years. And they have tips here that you can read at the head of each lesson. But I really enjoy sort of Sudoku for me. Identifying the patterns, figuring out the meanings behind them on my own. I have my own story about them, looking for irregularities and regularities, trying to see it in a broader picture.
Dyn ni'n mynd am dro yfory.
We're starting to see new pronouns as of the last time we looked at Welsh. For a long time it was just I and you, and now we've got ni, we.
Ni'n. Dyn.
speaking, we are
mynd, dyn,
noted that the last consonant on the verb always
dyn,
precedes
ni'n,
the first consonant, if there is one, on the pronoun. Mynd is going. Am dro yfory tomorrow.
am,
For,
yfory, dro,
for return.
am,
For just for is this Yfory.
yfory,
This right now is Welsh. Welcome. The language of Wales. Celtic language. But what are you most interested in? Oh, I will do that. Yfory, a single F in Welsh, is a voiced V sound. Y is a vowel. Yfory means tomorrow. And if Levi were here, he would remind us that in Irish, we have the word amarach. I think that one's long. Tomorrow. Same meaning. And I believe these are cognates. Takes our eye a little getting used to. F does not usually correspond to M. But what F, that V represents, is just a weakening of M with incomplete sealage happening. Amarach Yfory. Let's look that up. So this really great free resource here is Wiktionary. Yeah, compare Amariach. Ireach. Amariach tomorrow. Reduced form of Mariach. So E and I, here's the preposition. Excuse me, preposition most likely. We are going for a walk tomorrow. Walk tomorrow. Yfory. Dyn ni'n mynd am dro yfory.
dyn ni'n mynd am dro yfory.
Dro yfory. Dyn ni'n mynd am dro yfory. Verb comes first. It's to be. So we are is the first phrase. In my mind, it's like they've started out in the same word order we have. First the pronoun, then the verb. And this verb initial word order is derived. Because you get oddity, you get incomplete or interrupted verb phrases in the syntax.
Dwi wedi mynd.
See wedi before in wedi blino.
Wedi.
Okay. Wedi. Dwi wedi. I've gone.
Dwi wedi ymolchi.
Dwi wedi, I have. Ymolchi.
Ymolchi.
Getting washed. Chi might mean self. Ymolchi. CH is a ch sound. Golchi. I've washed myself, right? Chi ymolchav. Oh, it's just part of the stem. Walk. Proto-European wilg. Wet, damp. Interesting with devoicing there. How'd that come about? What's the story? It looks like a single form verb with reflexive meaning, so it's not a pronoun there. Is it like middle voice subject marker? Dwi wedi ymolchi heddiw. Heddiw's today. Washed today.
Dwi wedi cael brecwast.
Dwi wedi cael breakfast. I have eaten.
Cael.
Had breakfast. So it's a reinterpretation of the English cluster KF as a KW sequence. This is strongly aspirated, the voiceless letter here. Kwa. So you really have a voiceless glide there in that cluster. There is an F sound available in modern Welsh, but they didn't use it here. I have had
Cael. Dwi wedi cael brecwast. Dych chi wedi gwisgo? Dyn ni'n mynd am dro yfory.
There we go. Haven't had that happen before. Dyn ni'n mynd am dro yfory. We are going for a walk, for a turn tomorrow.
Dwi wedi mynd.
Dwi wedi mynd. I have gone.
Dych chi wedi gwisgo'r siwt?
Dych chi wedi gwisgo'r siwt? Have you worn? Dych chi wedi? Are you having worn? And then we call it contracted. Suit, the suit definite. How have you?
Ydy, mae e wedi ymolchi.
Yes, it has washed.
Mae.
Yes, he has washed. Washed himself. He has got washed. Dwi wedi ymolchi for.
Dych chi wedi mynd am dro eto?
Dych chi wedi mynd am dro eto? Eto means
Eto.
eto yet or again. Dych chi'n wedi what I'm learning actually, to answer your question, it's all 30 plus languages that Duolingo teaches. And Welsh at the moment. So whatever you're interested in, I will do that next. Just here to share sort of some of my learning thoughts. The thoughts that I have when learning a language, in the hopes that it'll be useful to other people who are trying to do similar things. Doesn't have to be this particular language. Welsh is part of a very large family of languages to which English belongs. I always find learning something about another one can teach you about your own, if you're only interested in your own language for whatever reason. Dych chi wedi mynd am dro eto? Do you want to go again? Have you gone for a walk again is what it means. Either again or yet. Dych chi wedi mynd am dro eto.
Dwi wedi cael brecwast.
Dwi wedi cael breakfast. I've had breakfast.
Ydy hi wedi gwisgo'r siwt newydd eto?
No word bank in that.
Ydy hi wedi gwisgo'r siwt newydd eto? Newydd eto. Ydy hi wedi gwisgo'r siwt newydd eto?
Eddie. Sounds like yes, right? Eddie. Eddie he. Oh, is that for question form? He, I think, means she. Worn the suit, the new suit yet? Has she worn the new suit yet? Eddie. Oh, this is a question form like on will with a prefixed thing article on the beginning. This is probably ta then. Could it be? Is it the ta of Irish? Same. Who knows? Not really important right now.
Dwi wedi cael bath.
Dwi wedi cael bath. I have had
Bath.
a bath. Indefinite. Probably taken from English. The English one is a native Old English Germanic word. So it could be older, loan of Germanic from Celtic, I suppose. There may have been any changes. Let's look up origin, history of this Welsh word for bath. Proto-Celtic batto. Oh, this is not the same word. We want the word unit bath, bathtub. Etymology 2, not really given. Oh, but then it links to this one. That's the thing from English bath. Wedi cael bath I've had.
Morgan, dych chi wedi codi eto?
Have you something?
Eto, codi.
Got up yet? Not the participle we use in these parts.
Dwi wedi ymolchi.
Dwi wedi ymolchi. That was washed. I have self-washed.
Dwi wedi ymolchi heddiw.
Dwi wedi ymolchi heddiw. I have washed myself today.
Dych chi wedi cael bath eto?
Dych chi, are you wedi cael bath eto? Have you had a bath yet? So we start out, in a question sentences, the word orders are really the same. It's nearly
Dych.
the Welsh phrase here adds the layer of structure we had. It's are you in the position of having
Wedi
taken,
cael
had, gotten a bath.
bath.
Have you had a bath yet? And no indefinite article in Welsh. Pretty close as far in terms of the phrases. And Levi's here, welcome. Surprised how little Welsh vocab resembles Irish. Well, if you... Right. Romance languages are much more similar, that's true. Found a cognate here. The word for tomorrow, amadiach, in Irish, has evori. So it's not one that jumps out at you. This F for M. What's your take on that? It's a note that it's a V.
Dych chi wedi codi eto?
Dych chi, are you, having had, codi eto, have you got up? Yeah. So, what I mentioned a moment ago, this word here, got, it's not really what we call a finite verb. It's not a verb on its own in this phrase that it's in. It's part of a verb phrase, have you got. So have got. And have is the inflected one. Got is in a non-finite form. We call it the participle. So in my North American speech, I would have gotten here. Have you gotten up yet?
Dych chi wedi gwisgo?
But over in the UK, they forgot for the price of one. Wedi Quisco. Dishi Wedi Quisco. Have you worn it? Are you dressed? Oh, interesting. Are you in the state of having put on clothes?
Gwisgo.
Where? Interesting. So wedi may be like a perfective meaning with the resulting state. Have they had a bath yet? Alright, what was they? It was no, yeah. Edan who?
Nu. Wedi. Cael.
Bath eto.
Bath. Eto.
Morgan.
Morgan.
Dichi wedi. Oh no, it's a question form. Dachi.
Dach. Chi.
It's the closest I've got. Wedi.
Wedi.
Codi.
Codi.
Eto.
Eto.
Dachi. Why is that? Okay, yeah. Lenition. Benighted MH. That's right. Irish spelling MH means of sound. I like Irish's way of marking their consonant mutations. So the root is still shown. I do too. Yeah, I'm very admirous of Irish spelling, as intimidating as it is. Let's make this a Celtickling session. There we go. Got a little frozen on that stage early on. So, yeah, let's spend a bit of time on Welsh. Wedi. Since it's the theme here, let's find out where it's from. Javanese needed. No etymology given. No, books. Here's our most up-to-date one. Most recently released item here in our books section of the homepage. Wonderful artwork there.
Party.
That's a notebook for learners of Korean specifically. Oops. A skull. So you get a prosthetic.
Ysgol.
A skull. Think of what French does with this word. This skull. School. And from Latin, borrowing from, not directly descended from. No, it's not inherited Celtic because Latin borrowed this one from Greek. I mean, that's not really a logical proposition, but much more likely that the concept thing came in from Latin. Fun fact about Irish: in the original orthography called Shan Clo, modified Roman alphabet, the initial was marked not with an H but with a dot above the consonant letter. And speaking of, yeah, we mentioned medieval manuscripts. That was called, for Latin writers, by Latin writers, the punctum de lanes. And at one stage, in at least part of the medieval European world, it was used to cancel out a letter if you'd made a mistake. Instead of scratching out the whole thing, put a little dot above it, get rid of it. And the Irish scribes adopted that to write those peculiar weakened sounds. Kind of beautiful. And so for that use of it, compare it with the Devanagari vowel canceling sign. That's called the killer in Burmese, the vowel killer. Where a written mark takes away a thing is a similar idea there. sort of anti-iconic. Alright, and iskol is really, yeah, pretty sure that it's from Latin. Would have been, let's use the written form scolum, I think, long here. Let's just use the spelling. The accusative, is the likely ancestor. But not necessarily. Don't know. And so you get this vowel in front. Now, what happened in French, which is descended from Latin, the outcome is école with an acute accent. To make clear what I mean. This one. That is called a acute when it points upward, like a plane taking off. École, and the intermediate stage looked like, was much closer to Spanish, escuela. Now, I don't think Welsh barred initial S consonant clusters the way Spanish and the ancestral stage of French seem to have. I don't think that's the motivation for this vowel showing up there. But who knows? Could be so. Llyfrgell is the word for library with voiceless L beginning and end. Looking like stacks of books there. Looking like bookends, those L's.
Mae Megan wedi mynd i'r parti.
Megan wedi mynd i'r parti. That's declarative with the verb first. Megan has gone. Mae wedi mynd is the verb phrase. And prepositional to the party with the contracted form. The definite article.
Dyw e ddim wedi mynd i'r gwaith eto.
Dyw e ddim wedi mynd i'r gwaith eto.
Gwaith.
Dyw e, just like the Irish, this one is he, the subject. Dyw e ddim wedi mynd. Ddim is the
Ddim.
Llyfr is liawr. Well, those are probably inherited libris from this Latin noun, right? So, I mean, that's not what you say is true. They are eminently comparable, but on a different footing from a word like evari, from a pair like evari amarach. I would expect there to be some discrepancies in the sound correspondences. I just treat them separately. If I were, as we will, make comparisons between the languages. There's a lot going on with mutation. It's very active within words, at least in Welsh. Oops, maybe I should complete this.
Mae Morgan wedi cerdded i'r swyddfa.
Just walking. Yeah, wedi. So, under declarative, Morgan has gone, has walked, i'r swyddfa, to the office. To the office, i'r swyddfa.
Dyw e ddim wedi mynd i'r gwaith eto. Ddim wedi gwaith. Dyw e ddim wedi mynd i'r gwaith eto.
Mynd i'r gwaith.
Mynd. I collnod gwaith eto.
Eto. Gwaith to work. He has not gone to work yet.
Ydyn nhw wedi mynd i'r parc heddiw?
Ydyn nhw. Okay. No. Ydyn nhw. Have we gone to the park today? Have they?
No.
No. So, that's not a voiceless N. That's a cluster, a sequence of those two sounds.
Ydyn nhw wedi mynd i'r parc heddiw? No. Ydyn.
N, what do you think?
Ydyn nhw wedi mynd i'r parc heddiw?
What is today in Irish? Have you found the difference between dwy, du, etc., edi, and mai? Right, the mai I'm not sure about, but edi I think is look at the question form in Irish. Atá, I think, is a good match for Eddie. If it's not the same root, at least it's the same prefixation happening, coming from a preposition. Right, so you have an Irish tá and a declarative and a question form. Atá an will, or not, maybe not question form, but a subordinated. Anyway, you've got some kind of prefixed verb form. I don't know. Idi is something else. I'm thinking of idu, which. No, I'm a little confused at the moment. We'll do some more checking here.
Ydyn.
Have they gone to the park today? Gone is another participle. It's not a finite verb. It's really like an adjective derived from a verb. Adjective or a noun. They've gone to the park today. Heddiw.
Rwyt ti wedi bwyta brecwast yn gynnar heddiw. Ti.
Pronoun. It's an R word. Have you eaten breakfast in gynnar?
Gynnar. Gynnar.
Early. And that's telling me you have eaten breakfast early today. It's a bit odd to me.
Mae hi wedi mynd i'r parc.
The English doesn't mean mae hi wedi mynd i'r parc. And she has gone to the park. Lurk. Gone to the they. Phooey. Got too distracted. Welcome. If you have any language requests, I'm always taking them. I think we'll go with a Celtic theme.
Dwi eisiau mynd i'r ysgol yn gynnar.
Ysgol yn gynnar. To eisiau. I like to go. I'r ysgol. To the school. Eisiau, I want to go, not I like to. I want to go to the school. No one has ever said that. Yn gynnar. Early. I want to go to school early.
Ydw. Dwi wedi mynd i'r gwaith.
Edu. That means yes. This YDW. So it's a good illustration that both Y and W are vowel letters. It's not a sequence of three.
Ydw.
Ydw. Dwi wedi mynd. I have gone. I'r gwaith. To work. Yes, I have gone to work.
Ydy hi wedi cerdded i'r swyddfa?
Ydy hi wedi cerdded i'r swyddfa. So here this looks like a question prefixed verb form. Ydy. Particle. Maybe not a prefix, maybe it's a proclitic or something. Ydy hi. Is it the case that, I don't know.
Ydy.
Has she walked i'r swyddfa, to the office? So the in preposition used for to, like it is in romance as well. To the office. And in German too. In can mean into with accusative as well as in.
Nac ydyn. Dyn nhw ddim wedi mynd i'r swyddfa eto.
Dyn nhw ddim wedi mynd i'r swyddfa eto. They have not gone to the office yet. Nac ydyn.
Nac ydyn. Dyn nhw ddim wedi mynd i'r swyddfa eto.
Melody to it.
Nac ydyn. Dyn nhw ddim wedi mynd i'r swyddfa eto.
Great rhythm. Nac ydyn. So the verb here
Eto.
in the abbreviated sentence telling us no, it
Ydyn.
matches
Dyn.
the inflected verb in the following sentence for they.
Eto.
It's got this question prefix or some other thing. It's not a question. Nac ydyn. Just sort of prepositional particle floating in there. No is the meaning for this phrase.
Ydyn.
And then have they not?
Wedi.
They have not gone. Mynd i'r swyddfa, to the office. And then eto yet.
Maen nhw wedi mynd i'r ysgol yn gynnar.
Maen nhw wedi mynd i'r ysgol yn gynnar. They have gone out with mine. What's up there? Let's collect some of these. Since we're puzzled by it, the best thing we can do is collect examples and sort through them. When we get my and when the D and so on. Do ich do. When is it the M? When is it the D verb? It's so cool that a European language has this sequence of letters as a word. Wedi mynd i'r ysgol. The end suffix seems to mean plural. Yeah, whether third or not, but that's a very common thing cross-linguistically, by the way. There's a bunch of languages I've looked at where it's true that the third plural marker, nouns or verbs, is an N. Something about it is very plurally in languages of Eurasia. Ir ysgol, to the school. That's enough. There's actually more to it, but that's not the part I'm interested in. To school early. The early part. But the fact that it means they have gone to school. So, I like to use square brackets for nouny bits. Ysgol there is when it's in a prepositional phrase. And we've got, and who is a pronoun, so that's noun-like. And then everything else really is verb phrase. And there's a larger verb phrase that embraces this prepositional phrase. But what's characteristic of Celtic is that they have this verb fronting, and a consequence of that is that they have these intrusive subjects interrupting the verb phrase.
Dych chi wedi mynd i'r parc?
Dych chi wedi mynd i'r parc? Have you already gone to the park? So this mine, I think only third person, but maybe not. Dych chi wedi, so not un. Wedi. What is wedi? Oh, earlier. It's marking a perfective verbal event, verbal aspect. Mynd is the part that means go. E, the preposition. Park. It means like having.
Wedi mynd.
Having gone. So it's really in Welsh, are you having gone to the park? Another layer of structure, another layer of auxiliaries. That first one, dich, being inflected. Dich chi wedi mynd. And the rest, as a happy consequence of that, are invariant in form. It's just, so far, from what we've seen, wedi and mynd, and the only inflection happens at the beginning. It's a real nice way to organize a language. Have a handful of verbs that take inflection, and the rest just carry meaning. Have you gone to the pigs?
Dwi wedi mynd i'r parti.
Dwi wedi mynd i'r parti. I have gone to the party.
Dwi wedi mynd i'r ysgol.
Dwi wedi mynd i'r ysgol. I've gone to school.
Dyw e ddim wedi mynd i'r gwaith eto.
Dyw e ddim wedi mynd i'r gwaith eto. He hasn't gone to work yet. Dwi he is, ddim wedi mynd, not having gone, i'r gwaith, to work.
Mae hi wedi mynd i'r parc.
Mae hi wedi mynd. Same as this one above. She has gone. He, pronoun she, wedi, mynd, i'r park. Oh, she time for a shift. Let's jump over to Irish. Let's see where we are there. On my private accounts, the one I've spend nearly all my time on. Find it syntactically the
An núnan tú an fian?
seen so far. An núnan tú an fian. A new verb with mutation and a question particle. Drink you eat something you the wine. Do you? Oh, do none we've seen before. To close. And here nasalize. Do you close the wine?
Níam an cut.
Okay, I'm not. Neem. Wash. Okay. Uncut the cat. So what's the other form gonna be? The local. Oh, the answer in writing. Neem uncut. I wash the cat.
An ganin si an skirte don chóisir.
Canine. From canine, and that is where? Buy. Does she buy the skirt? Dun chóisir. Does she wear the skirt? Buy. For the, to the. That's right. Word for word, my first reading gives me, does she wear the skirt? No, does she buy the skirt to the party, which makes no sense. For the party. With that end in mind. So done is a fusion, do, and then the definite article. Kosher with a C, basic form. It's a party. So the coming together part, that's probably the cum prefix. Kosher. Let's look that up. So even though I don't think O acute is used in French, this keyboard gives it to me. So that's a plus. Kosher banquet, festive party, uncertain origin, possibly from French causerie, or related to English coach in the sense of en route to the party. Okay.
Níam an cut.
I wash the cat.
An nían tú?
Nien tu? Okay, here it is. Nien. Do you wash? What an insulting question.
Fágam ma bhean chéile.
Fagam. Movan Hale, my wife. Cool, bro.
Fágamuid maidin.
Fogamut. We leave Armagin in the morning. Fog and she uncut. He leaves. I guess it leaves behind the cat. He leaves the cat.
An bhágan tú na cálíní?
Wagon to question form. Do you leave? So as Levi was noting, in Irish you keep the basic letter inside and then you put the derived sound in front. So you still have, for the eye, something recognizable to hold on to. Do you leave? Nakalini, the girls.
Dúnam an nuachtán gach lá.
Dúnam, I close. Anuchtan, the newspaper. Gachla, every day.
Dúnan sé an baine.
Dúnan she, he closes. Ambanya the milk.
Canín sé gachrod.
Canyon she gachrut. Canyon is he buys everything, right? I want to find out. Canim fian gachluan. I buy. And the object is wine. This fian is from Latin, vinum. Gach, every. Luan, Monday, day of the moon. He buys everything. Is canin she gachrut.
Níon sé a wadra.
Nian she, he washes. So, awadra. Here we see. Is this plural? And what is it that we see? The difference in case form between nominative and accusative looks like. This has got to be a direct object. His dog. Yeah, that's what's called again. Awadra. Yeah, not un. So I think it would be the same in the nominative too, right? His dog. Not a difference. It looks like nominative accusative match each other pretty closely. Can't think of any differences. He washes his dog. Whereas her dog, feminine, would have an unmutated M. Is that right, Levi? I buy wine every Monday. Kan yim fien gachluan. Fagen she uncut. He leaves the
Cáiríonn na cailíní leis an leabhar.
Cáiríonn na cailíní leis an leabhar. Cáiríonn, help. The girls help. What's a good mnemonic for cáiríonn? Help the cow. So kind, he would help a cow read. Yes, and their plural dog would also be unmutated because there's no eclipsis for M. Eclipsis. I've always wondered, is it a cl onset or is it eclipsis? Eclipsis or eclipsis? I haven't really heard it in the wild. Korean, there's help. Lesh an leabhar, that's definite, with the book.
An diggin tú?
Jigen, going. Jigen understands. Huh. Understand is can you dig it? So, D is what we hear when we say it. T is where we would find the word in a dictionary, including our mental dictionary. Do you understand? Means do you dig it?
Tiománam gach maidin.
Chimányim gachmájin. Chimányim I verb every morning. Drive. Chimon. Okay, for man reminds me of la main, the hand. Maneuver in your car. Tio, my uncle is maneuvering. Oh, by the way, Tio. That's why I understand is tugum. What do it? Chicken. Oh, so it'd be tigum, right? Is that how it's pronounced? And chicken too? Diggin. It would be, yeah, not the palatalized. I drive every morning. Gahmajin. Majin, is that from Latin or is it Celtic? I've looked this up, but I can't. Matan, Scottish Gaelic Madan, makes Madden from Latin matutinus, of the morning, matin, from Matuta, goddess of morning. So, in a lot of cases, Irish shows a D reflecting a Latin T. Also that E-gir, meaning between. And Leva says the U in Tugum, what was the form I mentioned? Tugum, Tigum. Precisely, not Tugum. The U is there to keep the T broad, not palatalized. Tigum. So it probably once sounded as a distinct thing. I don't know.
On they mean to? Cahan.
Cahan. And you mean to? Do you just leave? Do you leave? What on earth does that mean? When? What a rude question.
Timonin siad le chéile.
Chimonian, right?
Timonin siad le chéile.
Chimonian shiat lechene. So it's drive, they, together. They drive together.
On Timonin siad.
Do they drive? Mm-hmm. Do drive they?
On gaurin siv, no on gaurin sé.
Gaurin Shiv, you help, or Ungaurin Shay, does he help? Do you, and that Shiv, you plural, or does he help?
Tigin siad nam rá.
They understand. That's Chicken Shiat, an object, Namra, the women.
Caurimid leis na buachali.
Kaurimaj lesh nabuchali. We help with the children. The boys, rather, yeah. Poshchi.
Emi mid agus imri mid.
Imimij. Agus imrimij. We leave and we play.
Tigim an scéal.
Tigim. Understand the story.
Imim maidin leis a muachal agus film leis a galín.
Imim armagin leis a muachal agus filim leis a gali. Did I show you? Tanglan. I believe so. Good Irish dictionary. Let's go ahead and bookmark it here, though. Tanga. Fóglarachta. Thanks, Levi. What's thanks in Irish? Imim armagin leis an muachal. I leave in the morning with the boy. Agus filim, and I return. Leshigalin, with the girl. Imim agus filim. Do you understand? I'm digging to. Digging to. Gormahagat. Yeah, I'm texting. Gurma. Nice. Gormahagat. And Rav. What's Rav in that phrase? Mah agat. Good at you. So, maybe back to Welsh for a second. Wedi.
Dwi wedi mynd mas. Mas.
I have gone out. Interesting. Mas, maybe a fusion of two words.
Dwi wedi bwydo'r ci.
But key is the dog.
Collnod ci.
Key, like Scottish coo, from the old Indo-European word, which is given hound in English. Dwi wedi bwydo'r ci.
Bwydo.
Okay, another derivative, I think, of that bwyta, food. With voicing there at the stop, I have fed the dog. Mai ein mwynhau bwyta mas. So here's one to collect. He enjoys eating out. Mai ein mwynhau. This is a preposition serving in a verbal phrase, bwyta, and then it's mas. That's a literal, yeah, we use apostrophes there. That's clear. Okay. He enjoys eating out. So one noun phrase here, that's the subject. Mwynhau, and really, even though it's verbal, that's the object. The thing enjoyed eating out. So I'm gonna mark it that way for now.
Dwi wedi ysgubo yma.
Skibo. Dwi wedi ysgubo yma. Yma now. No.
Yma.
Here. Yeah. Similar to the Japanese word for now.
Ysgubo.
Swept. I have swept here.
Dwi wedi mynd allan.
Allan. Dwi wedi mynd allan. I have gone.
Allan.
Not the same out we just saw.
Dwi wedi glanhau'r teganau eto.
Dwi wedi glanhau'r teganau eto. The R belongs to riv, some sort of past tense be verb. Yeah, that's right. Riv. Go riv ma agat. It was it. So what's it doing there in the sentence? Riv was good at you. Very much. What's the good? Very was good at you. Dwi wedi glanhau'r.
Glanhau.
Cleaned. Okay. I have cleaned the toys again.
Eto.
Couldn't say yet here in English, but the same word in Welsh for again and yet.
Dych chi wedi glanhau'r ddesg?
Dych chi wedi glanhau'r vest? Desk. Alright, interesting.
Dych chi wedi glanhau'r ddesg?
This as the object. Oh no, okay, it's got the definite marker with it. That's probably causing the lenition. Glanhau'r ddesg. Have you cleaned the desk?
Dych chi wedi glanhau'r ddesg?
Desk. Long S there.
Dych chi wedi glanhau'r ddesg? Dwi wedi tacluso'r swyddfa.
Dwi wedi tacluso'r swyddfa. Tacluso.
Tacluso.
To tidy.
Tacluso.
I have tidied. Means clean up, if it's not part of your dialect of English. The office.
Ydyn nhw wedi golchi'r ci?
Ydyn nhw wedi golchi'r ci? Golchi.
Golchi.
Have they washed the dog? Dych chi wedi tacluso'r desg?
Ydy Megan wedi golchi'r car?
Ydy Megan wedi golchi'r car? Ydy... So what are these guys? Megan wedi golchi'r, wash, transitive here, car. Does Megan wash the car?
Dwi wedi tacluso.
Tacluso, interesting. I have tidied. It says eto and yet. Yep, share 2/3 of the letters. I agree. As if it were a matter of debate.
Dwi eisiau bwydo'r ci.
Bwydo'r, causative verb. I eisiau. Like, right? Mwynhau is enjoy. Okay, I want to. Hoffi is like. Eisiau, I want to. Bwydo'r ci. Feed the dog.
Dwi eisiau bwydo'r ci.
Dwi eisiau bwydo'r ci.
Dwi wedi bwydo'r ci heddiw.
Dwi wedi bwydo'r ci heddiw. I've fed the dog today.
Dych chi wedi mynd allan?
Dych chi wedi mynd allan? Have you gone outside?
Dych chi wedi glanhau'r ddesg?
Glanhau'r, clean. Have you cleaned the desk? Singular or plural?
Dych chi wedi ysgubo'r llawr heddiw?
Ysgubor is what? Llawr, the floor. Sweat. Have you sweat? Dych chi wedi ysgubo'r llawr heddiw? Okay, so there's the name Escobar in Spanish, means broom maker. I think this esquibo is related to that. Escopa, scupa for the broom. Let's look it up. Ski with a U. Y-S-G-U-B-O. Etymology. Escip. Scopa. There it is. So Escobar with the voicing of the P. Broom maker. Sheaf. What is a sheaf? Quantity of stocks, collection things bundled together. Sheave, mathematics, an abstract construct in topology. Int sheaf. Fascinating. Skipper have swept. Llawr, llawr rather, is definite. The floor. Heddiw, today.
Dych chi wedi glanhau'r ddesg?
Dych chi wedi glanhau'r ddesg? Dych chi wedi glanhau'r ddesg? So, let's try combining Scottish Gaelic and Irish Gaelic in the same lesson and see if we can escape unscathed. Here we go.
Iasc.
Fish.
Iasc.
Unlike the looking cognate, but our word fish is connected. I do not like Anna Chanil Malim. Anna. She's not good. Chatolum. Chatolum Anna. It's tol. Ha, just the negative on its own here.
Car.
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 I like cheese. Istolum. Kosh. Kasha. Istolum kasha.
Seo iasc.
This is a fish. Seo iasc. Cheese and cake. Kasha is cake.
Bantáta agus scatan.
Batata.
Bantáta agus scatan.
Batata agus scatan. Potato and
Scatan.
herring. With a herring. I like potato. Buntata. Stolum batata agus scatan. Buntalong. Okay.
Seo bantáta.
Seo buntata.
Seo iasc.
Seo iasc.
Chanil uisce blasta.
Chanil. No word bank.
Chanil uisce blasta.
Il.
Chanil uisce blasta.
Ushka sounds like water. Blast. Water is not tasty. Ushka. Oh, interesting.
Chatolum calam.
Chatolum. Column. Like column. Chatolum. Anna. Feelings. How about
Oliver.
Oliver with the vowel inserted?
Oliver.
3 syllables, and the vowel is copied from somewhere. George, what's that? Shores. Ah, yes, boo. I wonder what the question was to which this is the answer. Shoras, forgot the R. I use boo.
Cymaraha u ian.
Cymara ha u ian.
Aha.
U
Yeah. So,
ian.
how are you? Kiamera. Mare. Marge is sad. Ha brunach.
Ha Mari
Mari brunach.
Bronach.
Brunach. So for the long one, a diphthong. Thank you, Andrew and Ian. Tach belet.
Tapper.
Leave.
Leave.
Leave. Andra eyes.
Agus.
Ian.
Ian.
For the a lot part, what do we do? Istollu Mary. Mari. Gumur. Gumur.
Is. Tull.
Istollu
Loom.
Mari.
Mari.
More.
Gumur. Istollu Mari. Gumur. Shouras. Shouras.
Shaurus.
Shouras. Okay, but we need the verb first. Ha.
Ha Shaurus.
Alaba.
Alapa.
Alaba. Voiceless. Who are you, friend? I'm not your buddy, guy. Cool.
Ko.
Ahusa.
Usa.
Usa. Aharaj.
Usa. Kharij.
Ko usa aharaj. Okay. Good afternoon. Who are you? Fiskerma.
Fisk. Ma.
Ko husa.
Ko. Usa.
Usa.
Is.
Misa.
Misha.
Shumus.
Seamus.
Seamus. Misa.
Misha.
Misha. It's Misha Seamus. Okay. So, a different story here with these verbs. Means I am James. Seamus. And it's verb first. The subject, if it matches the English. Reason to doubt it from my knowledge of Irish, but we'll take their word for it that this is correct. The subject is here, Misha, and to be James is the predicate, which is interrupted by the subject here. In English, the structure is I, subject, and then to be James is the verb phrase, all nice and together. But in the Gaelic languages, you get this interruption. In the Celtic ones, generally, the she is an emphatic suffix. Yes, thank you. Cheers. Cheere. Slanche.
Slanche.
So, is Misha Morak.
Is. Misha. Morak.
I wonder if the other one would be permissible here. Is me Morak. Maybe the syntax is connected to the fact that it's Misha and not the basic form. Yeah, so, who are you? Ko.
Ko.
Usa.
Usa.
So shat in some words, and I think sa in this one. Usa, not usha. That those clash. You can't get that unless you slenderize the S, I suppose. Thuise would be I am Murak. Is
Misha. Morak.
Ko usa is Misha Murak. Scotland is brilliant. Yeah, it was Skoniel. Ha Skoniel Alava. Or Ha Olav.
Ha Alapa.
Skoniel.
Skynyal.
Skoniel. Let's find out. It is So ha and the final skonyl, they make up the verb phrase here. Alaba means Scotland is the subject. Skonyl. Verb phrase over, period. So nice that both English brilliant and skonyl have a palatal doubled letter there in the middle. Brilliantly palatal. He is not from Scotland. Han
Chan. Il.
e
E.
a Oliver.
A. Oliver.
Chanil e a Oliver. Not be he from Scotland. Who are you? Who?
Ko. Usse.
Us
A.
Kharij.
Kharij.
Ismish Seamus.
Seamus.
Alright, let's do Isme Seamus. Sounds weird. Presence of the suffix. Yeah, I think so. Suffix related to the syntactic difference. So many cool things that we have yet to find out. We're only scratching the surface with these 35-ish languages that we're doing. Alright, I'm getting kind of hungry. Let's go to Yiddish next. Leave Celtic behind for Germanic.
Welke kat is Dana?
I wonder if there's any Celtic elements that made it into Esperanto. Welche Katz is Dana?
Welke kat is Dana?
So note the suffix on the pronoun in this use and in this position. I don't think it's the gender marking one, but it's sentence final placement. Oh, and it's also a pronoun instead of a determiner. Not Dan, the determiner, but the pronoun. Which cat is your cat? And we use yours, this nominal form in English. You can't say which cat is your. So the final there is working like our Z sound, I think.
Welke chavarim?
Welche chavarim? Which friends?
Welke chavarim?
Welche chavarim?
Welke zijn Dana cats?
Welche zijn deine cats? Which are your cats? Welche
Zenon.
deine
Dana.
cats?
Ich hab nicht keine Ahnung, welche blim.
Ich hab nicht keine Ahnung.
Ich hab nicht keine Ahnung, welche blim.
Welche Blim? Okay, Blim. Ich hab nicht keine Ahnung, welche Blim. I have no idea which flowers. What flower? Welche Blume? Yeah, she suffix has a broad and slender allomorph sa. Hard to say which is under. Probably the slender would be derived.
Ich hab nicht keine Ahnung, welche Kinder.
Ich hab nicht keine Ahnung.
Ich hab nicht keine Ahnung, welche Kinder.
So in Ahnung, it stays an U sound. So maybe in a stressed vowel is when U shifted to E. Hosti. Well, hosti, the D wouldn't really be stressed.
Ich hab nicht keine Ahnung, welche Kinder.
No clue. Welche Kinder is which kids? Children.
Welke zijn Dana cats?
Welche sind deine cats? Which cats are yours? Which are your cats? Is closer. Which cats are your cats? So this is kind of a gapped noun there. Welche sind are deine cats? Your cats.
Welke roos?
Rose. Which rose?
Welke zijn Dana?
Welke zinnen, Dana? Which are yours?
Welke vrouwen en welke mannen?
Welke vrouwen in welke mannen? Okay. Which man?
Welges kind?
Which kid?
Welges benkel?
Welches Benkel? Which chair?
Nein, ich sing nicht ganz Sach.
Kansach. I don't sing much. No, I do not sing a lot.
Nein, ich sing nicht ganz Sach.
Nein, ich sing nicht Kansach.
Welges Bett?
Welches? Oh, there we go. Welches?
Bett.
Bed.
Welges kind is dus?
Welches Kind ist das?
Welges Bett?
Welches Bed? Which bed? So, are you talking about the German words, Levi? What is the difference between welche and welches? If it is German, and even if it's not, I suppose it'd be useful to some people. DE for dwells. Just well, don't know what it is yet for Yiddish. Nominative singular masculine, welcher. Could also be plural genitive, gen plural, any gender. Welches, nominative or accusative, singular, neuter. Welche, many meanings. So, nom, sing, fem. Nominative, accusative, plural. Welche, nominative, accusative, singular, feminine, nominative, accusative, plural. All those will be welche. Might be leaving out a few. Lots of homophony in those German paradigms.
Welcher man du heißt Alter?
Welcher Mann, du, which man here, heißt Alter, is called Alter.
Welke Tisch en welges benkel?
Welche,
Welke Tisch en welges benkel?
okay. Welcher Tisch should be
Tisch.
nominative, masculine, I mean. And we do have the R written, I couldn't hear it.
Welke Tisch en welges benkel?
In.
Now, welches, Benkel, being diminutive, it has that L suffix. Expect Benkel, meaning chair. There's a morpheme boundary there. Means a little bench, to be a neuter noun. Because it would have bank, umlaut, and then a diminutivizing line or le or something would be comparable. Things ending in gen and line are always neuter. So umlaut here confirms that. From bank to bank, benkel. Those two together derive a diminutive form, which is neuter. Diminutive, little bench.
Welcher man du heißt Mendel?
Welcher man du? Which man here? Heist is called Mendel. Welcher man here? So masculine noun. Subject.
Welcher Tisch in welches Winkel?
Welcher Tisch, which table, and in welches neuter chair.
Welcher Apple is daner?
Welcher apple. So a different form for the noun, but it's still masculine. Which apple? Is deiner is yours, and deiner
Is.
Yep, so same categories as in standard German. It seems. Works so far with the limited data we've got.
Das Kind ist nicht meins.
Das Kind ist nicht meins. Suffix here.
Is.
German would also say minus. Das Kind could be this, right? This kid is not mine.
Ist das deins oder meins?
Is das deins oder meins? Is this yours or mine?
Der Tisch ist meiner, aber das Bänkel ist deins.
So, gender agreement in these pronouns.
Der Tisch ist meiner, aber das Bänkel ist deins.
Der Tisch, the table,
Tisch.
Is.
deiner. Deiner, where are you at?
Der Tisch ist meiner, aber das Bänkel ist deins.
Aber das
Dus.
Bänkel is
Is.
deins. So it's the table is mine, the chair is yours.
En welches Bänkel ist meins?
In meaning and. Welches Bänkel, which chair, is meins? Das
Aber
Bänkel,
welches Bänkel ist deins?
but which chair, Bänkel, is meins? Is deins, yours.
Welches Bänkel ist deins?
Welches neuter chair is deins? Is this Polish or Yiddish? Is das Polnisch?
Is.
Das
Dus.
Polish?
Polish.
Polish oder
Oder.
Yiddish?
Yiddish.
Ist das dein Bänkel oder meins?
Is das dein Bänkel oder meins? Is this dein Bänkel? Your chair or mine?
Das Kind ist nicht deins?
Das Kind, the child, is nicht. That's yours.
Der Tisch ist meiner, aber das Bänkel ist deins.
The table is mine. Der Tisch ist meiner, aber das Bänkel. But the chair is deins. What's been the most surprising thing about Yiddish? I would say that other word for or surprised me the most was tzi. This is the one that comes to mind. I do reckon. Okay. Last one for today. 11. Not too bad.
Ni bezonas pli da volontuloj.
Plural. I mean, it is dos da, all those being proximal. Yeah, that's true. Guess I've accustomed myself to it now. No longer bothers me. As I did at the very beginning. Ni bezonas, like nu, we need, pli da, more of, volunteers.
Li iris al Londono kun sia kunulo.
Kun ulo. Built on this preposition kun. Don't think it has. It's directly taken over from an outside language. Li for he. Iris went to London with his kun sia kunulo. I love that.
Ni laboras por internacia organizo.
Internacia, it's interesting. We work for an international organization.
Ĉu ŝi estas via kunulino?
Ĉu ŝi estas? Is she via kunulino, your female partner?
Kiuj estas la ŝtelistoj?
Cool one. Kiwi.
Kiuj estas la ŝtelistoj?
The Steelers. Who plural are the thieves? Interesting. Kiwi. I wonder if native speakers use the plural who word. Lingvojn vi parolas? Meaning how many? Kiujn would have to be is quantifying the lingvojn, which is plural, and an object.
Ni invitas la najbarojn.
Najbarojn. Love it. Nai. It's pretty close to older English form of this one. Barojn. Najbarojn.
Ni invitas la najbarojn.
Najbarojn. We are inviting. Present. La, the neighbors.
Ni invitas la najbarojn.
That word is especially coneheadish to me.
Ni bezonas multajn volontulojn.
Ni bezonas, we need, multajn, many, volontulojn.
Ĉu estas Esperanto-asocio en via urbo?
Esperanto-asocio is there. So estas, just like Latin, for the existence of a thing. Esperanto, is there an Esperanto association en via urbo, in your city?
Volontulu por nia organizo.
Voluntulo. I volunteer. That is an imperative. Por nia. For our organization.
Aktoroj kaj dancistoj havas sian propran asocion.
Aktoroj, actors, kaj dancistoj and dancers havas sian propran asocion.
La najbaroj jam havas televidilon.
La najbaroj, the neighbors, jam already have, jam havas televidilon, a TV.
Tian ĉi stultulon ni tute ne bezonas tie ĉi. Tian ĉi stultulon ni tute ne bezonas tie ĉi.
Tute at all ne bezonas tie ĉi this. Don't need this at all. Tian chi, stupid fool idiot. Need tute. Okay, so the word order is interesting. We do not need chi, tian chi, this, yeah, such a, or this kind of. Fool here. Stultulo. a little dumb one, a little silly one for mine.
Kia stultulo vi estas?
Okay. Yikes. Took a turn.
Tian ĉi stultulon ni tute ne bezonas tie ĉi.
Ni. Ne.
Ne.
We at all do not need bezonas tie ĉi here. We don't need this kind of fool here at all.
Mi estas volontulo por bona asocio.
Volunteer for bona asocio, good association.
Tio okazis ekster la kadro de nia organizo.
Tio okazis ekster la kadro. Okay, okazis past
Tio.
verb. That occasioned, it happened, ekster, outside of, la kadro, framework, de nia organizo, outside the framework of our organization.
Antau ol inviti la najbaroin, mi volas balai la domon.
Balai la domon. Antau, before inviting the neighbors, I want to sweep the house. Interesting. Antau ol.
Ol.
Two. Ol inviti. Mi volas. I want to sweep the house. Who are the thieves? Kiu estas?
Estas.
Ŝtelisto.
La.
Is she? Ĉu she estas?
Ĉu ŝi estas?
Your partner. Viu kunulino. Via.
Via.
Kunulino. Because female pronoun, we need the female noun form. Okay, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you next time.